So we kind of seen how these two play, how they work. Glyph is a very flexible player. We have seen the Lollipop. He does have a Kid Cobra as well. There's a lot of ways to he can kind of go about stuff, and he has a lot of options. And MrTable has a Chakram and a Chilla, and that's all you really need to be able to take down a Lollipop. If you've got good pressure and you know how to approach and you know what you're doing, that can be all she wrote. Starting things off, we are in Buster Beach once more. We have, after a bit of a break, we are finally back here for more game. It's a very good stage for Twintel because of how she is able to like lock players into corners like this. Not good when you get kind of camera angled like that, but you know, it works out. It worked out. But this is also a pretty good stage for Lollipop if she can get the zoning going. Because of the long size of this stage, you can actually do a really good job of keeping people away from you if you set things up right. That said, it is easier said than done. Very much easier said than done. Out comes the rush. We do see Glyph manage to secure the 260 damage. Needs 2 more charged hits to be able to take Table out. Now needs just 2 hits of anything to be able to claim a victory here. Table gonna pop out the rush. Cannot dodge the Chakram. And that is gonna be MrTable claiming the first point. Also, fun fact for everyone. Look at this stage. Do you see this stage? Fun fact. It looks like a Homie or a Siki. If you take a high camera view on it, you will see that. I tried to show you there, but we didn't get a good look. Moving into this next round. Glyph starting off with some immaculate pressure there, almost disarming MrTable's Chakram and getting some solid damage on the side. But now it's MrTable's turn, weakening the Toaster, getting some solid damage. Out comes a quick, feisty rush. That is 290 damage, and MrTable at 270 health. Glyph just below 750 is in a very clear advantage, but we've seen how these games go. That kind of advantage isn't always going to last. So Glyph needs to be able to stay calm, stay focused, gets hit, had a moment for a Dendy grab, but the Chakram actually has such a long stun on Lollipop that MrTable, even after getting hit, he's able to follow up with a grab and gets 160 damage. But that's not going to be enough as he does get KO'd. Bringing the score to 1 apiece for this first set. Both players choosing to stick to their tried and trues. And Glyph just opening up with a Toaster to the face, just burning through a chunk of the health bar. Easy bait from Glyph as they do a nice wide jump. Everybody always wants to punish the Lollipop super jump. Everybody does. I want to do it. You want to do it. MrTable just wanted to do it. You can't. She's so fast and she's back in her shield. It's such a clean way to bait opponents into going for, like, popping their rush as well. It's delightful. Got the Dendy hit! Deflected and followed up with 270 damage. Glyph getting the Dendy grab to follow things up, another 150 damage, and he's just looking for one more hit to be able to get the KO here. All he needs is one. He got one straight hit. Is that going to be enough? He just needs anything. Out comes the stun. Out comes the rush. Glyph now at critical health. This could be anyone's game. There was an opportunity, but Glyph didn't go for it. He didn't see the window, but he gets the Toaster. And that is going to be game 1 going for Glyph. Oh, hopefully the Glyph, or the clip worked. I think if you type !clip, you can also make clips, I should know. It makes easy, fast clips, I think. Somebody tell me if that clip works. Heading into our next round. Looks like we're going to be going straight into sparring ring. We've already seen what goes on with sparring ring. A very aggressive stage. If Glyph is playing a character like Lollipop, that can be considered a weakness of hers. because there's a lot less room for her to be able to move around, a lot less room for her to breathe. Makes things significantly more difficult. Did I do a poll for this? I think I didn't do a poll for this. That's fine. We'll just have to accept that there's no poll for this one because we're a little too deep in. In comes the freeze. I mean, we could probably do a really quick one. I can set it up. As I juggle 50 more things. Yeah, we did not start one. Out comes a nice grab from Glyph, 150 damage. Despite this being, like, the hard thing with Lollipop is you have so much less room to breathe, a lot less room to be able to make things work, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. And especially when you put on double toasters, it's less about the character then, and it's more about the arm. Double toaster is its own sort of character in this game. It's absolutely ridiculous. Double toaster is so strong, so safe, that you can pick any character you want, and if you play double toaster, all you have to do is know some standard boxing, and you'll be able to make things work out. It counters everything. Double toaster is the ultimate meta. If you are like, hey Mileve, what is the sweatiest, try-hardiest arm in loadout in the game? And my answer would be double toaster. It's so safe, it's powerful, it does 130 damage. Every charged hit of a firearm, that includes toaster, actually reduces rush generation. If you're looking carefully, each of those hits MrTable just endured, that one too, if you look at that Dorito, it's actually going down with every charged hit. MrTable just recognizing that his goose is cooked there, and that is going to be Glyph claiming a second point. So while a lot of arms are really scary in that they allow for a lot of tempo and a lot of pressure, if your opponent is just like, I just need the rush, and you keep hitting them with firearms, they'll never get the rush. You just keep hitting them, and your rush just never arrives. It's a nightmare. And a lot of people are not aware of that. I'm sure people are at this point because I bring it up every single tournament, every single time I'm on the mic. I mentioned that because it's a really worthwhile thing to keep in mind. It allows for a lot of tempo that other arms can't provide in its own way. Ice arms allow for tempo in ice chains. Shock and stun arms allow for tempo and confirms. Wind also confirms. But fire is unique in that it is that wake-up game and just continuing to play the wake-up game. Heading into tempo grounds. Liv feeling like this is a safe enough space to be able to zone out with the dragon and popper. I'm curious to see if this will work because that chakram is very good at powering through the popper. And especially, like, this stage isn't that big that you can kind of zone somebody out unless you're getting good hits. As you're seeing, MrTable's constantly getting within range. Actually, good rush. But actually missed out on a chance to land a grab because you saw the grab coming out. He mashed it and then he pressed rush and then reset back into a standard attack that ended up working out instead. MrTable trying to play things patiently. Have to be careful if the pillar is low enough in health. Curved arms like the chakram or beams from a dragon will pierce right through, and that can catch you off guard and add in some serious damage. 25% health advantage in MrTable's position right now. Both players ready with rush in the last 20 seconds. Out comes the rush. This is a clean block. Glyph is in critical now. Cannot take much more damage. Actually, Glyph had that. If he hit that popper and saw the moment, he could have popped rush, gone for the dragon, followed up with the popper again. That would have been his point. Could not get the reactions in time to be able to do that, though. And instead, we are opening up strong. 320 damage on MrTable's face with a great opening rush, a lot of damage, and now he's able to start building up another rush for himself. MrTable trying to find a way in, gets the freeze, gets a little bit of additional damage. You notice how MrTable is having that much more difficult of a time as well, because he's having to contend toasters. The toasters just outbox him. Even if he blocks them, they're so safe, and just the pacing that Glyph is forcing means that MrTable isn't able to slow things down. He's not able to take his time, and he's kind of having to play a faster game that Glyph is fully taking advantage of. This is the kind of situation that you want to put a character like Twintel, a character like Springman, Springtron, Max Brass. These characters, you want to force them into a situation where they clearly feel the pressure. Because if they feel like they have control, then they're going to be able to overwhelm you. They're just going to be able to play at their own pace, and then you're not going to be able to do anything. But if you're able to set them at a high speed, make them have to dance around like this, then you can just throw arms out. Like, MrTable needs to be able to stop, take a deep breath, but he is having a really hard time finding that opportunity because Glyph is just in his face throwing charged toasters and dying. Just dying to toasters. He has just died to toaster. Toaster, die. Toaster, die. Dead. Game over. Glyph advances 3-0.